My name is Zach, and I'll get right to the point. What I want to walk through is how improving visibility and alignment in your sales process can make a real difference when it comes to forecasting, decision making, and overall efficiency. From everything that's publicly available, Granger has already made major investments in digital systems, data, and connected procurement, which puts you in a really strong position. But what we tend to see in companies operating at this level is that the challenge shifts. It's not about getting more data, it's about making sure that data is actually being used consistently across the organization. And that's where I want to focus. When you look at Granger's model, it's incredibly complex in a good way. You're balancing traditional sales relationships, digital procurement channels, and a wide range of customer types, all at a really large scale. And that creates a lot of moving pieces. You've also clearly invested in data and digital tools. A large portion of interactions and transactions now run through a connected system. So the issue is not lack of information. If anything, it's the opposite. You've got a ton of it. And in organizations like this, the opportunity usually comes down to alignment, meaning how consistently is that data actually being used across teams? Because when a great system exists, there can still be differences in how opportunities are tracked, how pipelines are managed, and how forecasting is handled. And again, that's not just a failure, it's just what happens at this scale. What that looks like day to day, in practice, you might see things like reps managing deals slightly differently, forecasting that still relies partly on judgment, or limited visibility into where deals are slowing down. So leadership has access to data, but not always a clear, consistent picture of that data. Over time, that creates friction, not huge problems, but small inefficiencies that can add up. Forecasting becomes predictable, decisions take longer, and opportunities to improve performance are not always obvious. And at Granger's scale, even a small improvement can have a huge impact. That's where a CRM system like Salesforce will fit in. It's not about adding another tool, it's about connecting what you already have. Now you've got one centralized pipeline, consistent deal tracking, real-time visibility across teams, and data that feeds directly into forecasting, so everything is aligned. In a model like yours, where digital and relationship-based selling both matter, that alignment is key. It helps make sure customer interactions are tracked consistently, sales teams are working from the same information, and leadership has a clear view of what's actually happening. And the end result comes in more reliable forecasting, better visibility into performance, and stronger alignment across organizations. So your data actually supports execution instead of just existing in different places. Now at your level, I'd expect a couple concerns. Objection one might be that systems already exist and you already have systems in place. That makes sense. The goal here is not to replace them, it's to connect them and make them work better together. Another one might be implementation. That concern is fair. That's what is typically rolled out in, that's why it's typically rolled out in phases so your team can adopt it without interrupting what's already working. And the big one, what does this actually make a difference? That's really what this is about, improving visibility, consistency, and forecasting, things that directly will impact performance, revenue, and all of that. So here's what I would suggest. Let's take a quick strategy session, nothing crazy. We'll walk through how your sales process flows today from opportunity to forecast and identify where alignment could improve. Best case scenario, we find areas to tighten things up. Worst case scenario, we confirm everything is already working well. Either way, it's a useful conversation for both of us. What time would you be available to opening that up?